My boyfriend looked up spoilers to our favorite video game, so I did too. We'd been playing through this RPG together for like 3 months, taking turns every few hours and staying up way too late discussing theories about what would happen next. It was this whole thing between us. We'd both avoid Reddit threads and YouTube videos about it. We'd even mute keywords on Twitter. The game was supposed to be this massive 80-hour experience with multiple endings, and we were only about halfway through. Last Tuesday, I came home from work and found him on his laptop with a whole spoiler wiki page open. Not just little hints either. The entire ending, character deaths, plot twists, everything. He didn't even try to hide it when I walked in. Just looked up at me and shrugged like it was no big deal. I asked him why, and he said he got impatient waiting for us to get to the good parts. Said he wanted to know if it was worth finishing. I was honestly hurt because this was our thing, you know? We had a whole routine where we'd make predictions before each session, and I loved watching his reactions to surprising moments. So that night, while he was in the shower, I went on his laptop. His browser history was right there. He'd spent like 2 hours reading every possible spoiler. Plot summaries, character guides, hidden Easter eggs, even spoilers for the DLC that wasn't even out yet. The guy had basically ruined the entire experience for himself. That's when I decided to get my revenge. I spent the next hour reading every single spoiler I could find. Then I went even further. I watched YouTube videos breaking down the ending, read fan theories about sequel possibilities, even found some developer interviews where they explained their creative choices. The next day when we sat down to play, I started dropping little hints. Like when we met this new character, I casually mentioned how sad it was going to be when they died. Or when we found a cool weapon, I'd say something like, "Too bad we won't get to use this for very long." At first he thought I was just guessing, but after about an hour of me basically predicting everything, he paused the game and stared at me, asked how I knew all this stuff. I told him I'd read the spoilers too, and his face just dropped. He got actually angry, saying I'd ruined it for both of us now. Started going on about how the whole point was experiencing it together, and now that was gone. I reminded him that he'd done the exact same thing the day before, but apparently that was different because he couldn't help himself. We ended up in this huge fight where he accused me of being petty, and I accused him of being selfish. He said reading spoilers was his choice to make for himself, but me reading them somehow affected his experience. The logic made zero sense, but he wouldn't back down. Here's the thing though, watching him try to fake surprise at plot twists he already knew about was actually hilarious. He'd do these terrible overacted gasps and say stuff like, "Wow, I never saw that coming," while I just sat there knowing he was full of it. Every fake reaction made me want to laugh. The worst part was when we got to this major character death that's supposed to be super emotional. He started tearing up and talking about how attached he'd gotten to the character, but I knew he'd read about their death days ago. It was like watching someone cry at a movie they'd already seen 3 times. We finished the game last weekend, and the ending was actually really good despite knowing everything that would happen, but the whole experience felt weird and hollow. Instead of this shared journey we'd been on, it became this weird performance where we both pretended to be surprised by things we already knew. The funniest part is that now he wants to start a new game together, some indie horror thing that just came out. He made me promise not to look up spoilers this time, like he wasn't the one who started this whole mess. I agreed, but honestly, I'm probably going to be tempted to check if he's being sneaky about it again.